Hey everyone, welcome to Reddit Readout. Today we are checking out Rules Horror. Story 1. St. Valentine Central Experimation Center, SVCEC. A place to share scary stories which contain a set of rules to follow. Before we start, you might be wondering why you are here. Let's get that done with. We kidnapped you. Your current legal guardian transferred your custody. You were transferred here from a prison. You volunteered, very rare case. You are here because we kidnapped you. Here are the areas of the SVCEC. Sub-basement, virus research area contaminated. Basement, staff quarters. Floor 1, cover-up area, looks like a normal hospital. Floor 2, mental ward, maternity ward. Floor 3, holding cells, plastic surgery. Floor 4, surveillance room, solitary confinement. Floor 5, maximum security, unethical involuntary research subject cells. Your designated floor is Floor 5. Here are the rules for your designated floor. Do not speak to anyone. Security will enter your cell to escort you out for testing. Do not resist. Once you reach the testing room, don't resist the needles. We assure you, there isn't any. What the hell is that thing in the syringe? After you are injected, you will be placed in a monitoring cell. Stay calm. Let the transformation begin and stay calm as it happens. Security will escort you out. Do not resist. Breakfast and dinner will be served at the appropriate times. Have a good stay. 027, follow me. A door creaks open. Story 2. Rules for exercising treadmill guide for operation. A place to share scary stories which contain a set of rules to follow. Hello r/newturning, it's your head mod here with an important PSA. As you would have seen with our previous post here, wherein we informed you about how to keep safe during any run you may take, you may have also noticed us speak a little about treadmills. Hence, the reason for today's PSA. We have compiled a list of information to help and inform you of the dangers associated with treadmills, as the operation pamphlet that comes with them doesn't seem to mention anything about these hazards. Then again, we suspect the companies who make sports equipment have a conflict of interest. Section A. Before use. Do not buy second-hand treadmills. No matter how tempting the bargain seems, do not buy it. Sport equipment companies don't care who they sell to, and so many of these resellers are able to get their hands on treadmills easily. The resellers change the treadmills somehow, and ship them off to unsuspecting buyers. We are not sure exactly what they do to the treadmills to transform them from their relatively normal state to something very malevolent. Even worse than your typical treadmill. 2. Please ensure you have a water bottle with some kind of lid or cap on your drink bottle. Having multiple water bottles is best though. Place your water bottle/s on a ledge or piece of furniture within arm's reach that is not touching any part of the treadmill. This is to stop your treadmill tampering with your water. 2. A tampered water will make you sleepy and thus very hard to finish your exercise, while also leaving you vulnerable to anyone wishing you ill. And yes, there are a lot of hostile beings around at any given time that are very bored. And bored entities don't make for a fun time, for you. 3. Face your treadmill in a way so you can see all doors and windows in the room you are exercising in. Don't exercise in a room with no escape, or only one entrance. 4. Don't look under your treadmill, even if you aren't exercising. Think of it like a second bed. You never look under your bed, right? If you do, that is an awful habit that you need to break right now. The thing/s under your bed will not attack you if you don't give them a reason, but give them any semblance of a reason and they will pounce. Honestly, I'm surprised you still are well enough to read this post if you've looked under your bed more than once. So don't look under the treadmill. Please also don't put any limbs under the treadmill you don't wish to lose. Section B. Using your treadmill safely. Ask that anyone in the house/apartment does not enter the room you are in whilst you are exercising. Make sure they know that even if it's an emergency they are not to come inside. We have heard of accidents in which the person using the treadmill mistook their family member / friend / roommate for a hallucination and took the appropriate measures against them. Additionally, your family member / friend / roommate may be mistaken for you, and the treadmill tends to punish those who get off prematurely harshly. 2. Which leads into Rule 2, don't get off the treadmill. Ever. The treadmill will punish you severely. You may experience hallucinations that urge you to get off. You will not be able to tell these hallucinations apart from the real thing, except for one thing. They will keep encouraging you to get off, perhaps saying there's an emergency you need to attend to. 3. Please be aware that once you set the setting to a faster speed, you cannot slow down. You need to keep running at this speed until your training program says it is time to stop. The treadmill won't allow you to, and if you keep trying to turn the speed down you may start to annoy it. Annoying the treadmill may make it speed up on its own. The more you annoy it, well, let's hope you're a fast runner. 4. Hallucinations. As you would have noted in this section's Rule 1, I mentioned hallucinations. Now these aren't your run of the treadmill hallucinations, and I ask that you remember that. If you treat these like normal hallucinations, you are almost guaranteed to die. Please separate these two in your head. Make up a different name for these hallucinations to make the difference even clearer to yourself. E.g., instead of calling the treadmill-induced hallucinations, refer to them as visions or mirages. Even though they mean basically the same thing, you can associate different rules with each one. I do not recommend naming them something silly, as this may make you more comfortable with these hallucinations. You need to be on high alert at all times, and I find naming the hallucinations stupid things decreases fear in them. Don't do this, you have a good reason to fear them as much as you should. 4. Hallucinations can take any form. A loved one, an object, anything. It is important to not get off the treadmill at any time, even if the hallucination urges you to or you want to get off to get rid of the hallucination. 4b. You can anger the hallucinations. Please refrain from doing this as it may lead to your demise. Treat the hallucination like you would treat the real thing. E.g., a family member asks you to help them with something. Tell them you'll be out in a SVCEC, you've just gotta power off the treadmill. This excuse would satisfy most hallucinations. Never say, however, I have to finish this run first. They want to stop you from running before your training program is up, so make it seem like you'll stop prematurely to join them in whatever it is they want you to do. 4c. In the rare event the hallucination either appears to you as mildly angered or does not leave after you've told them you'll join them, then continue to speak calmly to them whilst grabbing one of your drink bottles in a natural way. Don't draw attention to this action. Take a sip of water and casually place it on the treadmill with the cap not on fully. This allows the treadmill to tamper with the water faster. Then take your bottle of water, casually as you can, and go as if to take a sip. The hallucination may calm a bit now, because it thinks you are going to drink the tampered water. This may cause it to go away on its own. But if it doesn't, quickly chuck the water at the hallucination. The water will make them sleepy and calm them down very quickly. They will appear drunk and stumble away, accepting whatever excuse you tell them. The treadmill will be aware of this to some degree though, and depending on how annoyed it was previously, it may up the speed at which you run drastically. 5. If the hallucination is very aggressive and the water isn't working, you now have no choice but to run. You may get off the treadmill. Bolt past the hallucination and out either a window or door, depending on where the hallucination is. Since you've left the treadmill before your training is over, you're fucked. You were fucked either way. Honestly, you managed to fuck yourself over so thoroughly that you angered the hallucination to such a degree that you needed to leave the treadmill to live, if even for only a few more minutes. What you can do to delay the inevitable is keep running and don't stop. Text your family whilst you run. Say goodbye to whoever you need to. There's no escaping this. Section C. Ellipticals. Because of the different design to ellipticals, you cannot follow Section A's Rule 4. These things are more dangerous than your normal treadmill. After all, there is a reason ellipticals are so much cheaper than treadmills. Cover your machine with cloth or tarp when not in use. It gives the thing some privacy and mimics their natural habitat of a bed or treadmill. It will also protect you decently from the creature. Do check the tarp/cloth regularly to make sure there aren't any rips or tears, as the creature may escape through these. Also ensure that the covering is taped or tied firmly to the floor. When in use, don't look down. The thing that would normally reside underneath your treadmill doesn't have a place to go, so it will slither about the floor of the room. If you feel something slimy on your feet, try to shake it off. Don't look. Please don't look, as it will most likely be the last thing you see. Just as long as you stay on the treadmill and don't trust anything but yourself, you should be fine. As always, stay safe and good luck on your runs. Rules for exercising, running. Rules for exercising, swimming. Rules for exercising, walking. Part 1. Story 3. Ice Drop Cafe. A place to share scary stories which contain a set of rules to follow. You have been hired as a cashier at Ice Drop Cafe, the coolest place in the whole street of Nevera Avenue. As you can see, this is your official rule sheet with all the rules you have to follow in order to get the monthly payment. If you break 4 of these rules, you'll be taken away fired. If somebody orders a non-coffee drink that doesn't have lemonade in it, do not give them the drink they ordered. Instead, just simply serve them the peach lemonade and they will take it as if it is the drink they ordered. No stealing money from the till. I know you are the cashier and everything, but you can only take money out of the till if it's your payment day. If a man with all blue clothes walks right past the counter and into the kitchen, don't not threaten him. He is just the end of it all, the CEO. Do not pick up any human organs that you find laying around. If you do, refer to Rule 8, unless it is a lung or a heart. 4a. If the organ is a lung, look for the nearest janitor and tell him to throw it out. Only the janitors can pick up lungs since they have special gloves. Picking up a lung without the gloves will result in your hands getting completely dissolved. 4b. If the organ is a heart, get out of the building as fast as you can. The heart will begin shaking the building, and if you don't get out quick enough, you could fall to your death. 5. The iced coffee has a mysterious chemical that causes the person that drinks it to burn alive after a while. Do not get close to any iced coffee under any circumstances. 6. Don't not enter the basement of the cafe. The other cashiers of the cafe will trick you into going into the basement. If you do get tricked, refer to Rule 8. 7. The front door locks itself, and it stays locked from 10 p.m., 2 hours after closing time, to 5 a.m., 2 hours before opening time. If you happen to get locked in the building during those 7 hours, you're done for. 8. Okay, so either you touched the organ or went into the basement. If you happen to do either, you'll be lead to the chopping room as soon as you do either. The chopping room is sort of the place where people get killed. Yeah, our cafe uses human parts for our foods and drinks and stuff. Be careful. 9. The cafe is deceiving you. Go into the chopping room. You want to be next to become what you eat. I hope you enjoyed this Ice Drop Cafe rule sheet. Your journey as a cafe cashier is about to begin. That's all for today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.